All right, Nick, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns has obviously added a ton of good additions on the player side of things this offseason. We've done multiple videos about big-time recruits, big-time transfers that they've picked up. There's been a lot of good stuff there, Nick, but they have now gone even deeper, and they have picked up some big-time, let's say, quote-unquote, recruits in the coaching department, and one move in particular we think is going to be massive for the Texans.
Miles, I agree with you 100%. I think Texas pulled off a massive move, a really smart move in adding this guy to the coaching staff. But before we turn our eyes to the future, let's take a step back. Instead of talking about the Texas Longhorns on the team right now, let's look at Texas Longhorns that are playing in the NFL. And give me your favorite Texas Longhorns fans that's currently playing in the NFL. Give me that guy in the comment section below. There's a lot of great options out there. In fact, give me a guy who, even if he was just drafted, I think it's a perfectly valid reason. Give me your favorite Texas Longhorn currently playing on Sundays, and give us that guy in the comment section below. All right, Miles, what you got? What's this latest move out of Austin?
Yeah, Nick, obviously my favorite Texas player in the NFL has got to be Justin Tucker, legendary kicker, instant Hall of Famer, probably the best Texas player at his position in the NFL right now. So that's a no-brainer for me, but there are a ton of other great answers. But, Nick, I want to talk about this coach. I bring up Justin Tucker. I bring up special teams, how important, how good that is. And let's get into this article I found that Texas has brought in an elite special teams coach as a special assistant for this team that I think is going to be really beneficial for them. This article, Nick, is over from longhornswire.com, and it says Steve Sarkisian went to the NFL ranks to hire a new member of his coaching staff. The 24/7 Sports reports Texas is bringing in longtime NFL special teams coach Joe DeCamillis and a special assistant to the head coach role. DeCamillis has won 2 Super Bowls as a special teams coordinator in the NFL, one with the Broncos in 2016, another with the Rams in 2022. His special teams units are consistently among the upper echelon of the NFL. He is a well-respected coach with 31 years of NFL experience under his belt. DeCamillis will now bring his ideas to the college game for the first time with this Texas staff. The Longhorns coaching staff is locked and loaded for the 2023 season. Nick, I think this is massive. I think it's going to be a huge move for the Longhorns. Just knowing how important special teams is, you got to have really great special teams to help yourself play championship football, because you can't miss the easy stuff, Nick. You got to make your punts. You got to get the field goals. You have to be able to do all kinds of special stuff on kickoffs and things like that. There's so many things that special teams play a factor into, but I think having a guy like DeCamillis is going to be huge, Nick, and I am curious to know what your thoughts are on this pickup and how big is this for the Longhorns.
Yeah, I think this is an outstanding move by Sarkisian. I think it's actually probably the smartest move they made this entire offseason in terms of additions. I'll even put it up there with Arch Manning, as crazy as that is, because here's why. Texas under Sarkisian, and even a little bit before it, but even now, they do a great job recruiting. It feels like they're really back on top in terms of the upper echelon of bringing in a lot of talented guys. But here's the reality. A lot of these 4-star, 5-star recruits, at least early in their careers, aren't going to be playing a lot on first and second down, maybe not even on third down, but they're still really athletic, really physically gifted guys. So you're going to put them on the field during what? On fourth down, on kickoff, on punt, special teams, field goal, right? Those are your opportunities to let those special athletes make big-time plays. That's what Urban Meyer at Florida and then later at Ohio State was so smart at doing. He'd get all these incredible athletes, and instead of, they had 5 great running backs, so the 5th running back, he's still a great athlete, so what did he do? He had them block punts, and they were unstoppable on special teams because of it. I think bringing in DeCamillis will allow them to leverage some of the great athletes they already are bringing into Austin and put them in positions to make big plays, even if they can't crack the starting lineup and make plays on first, second, and third down. So from that perspective, I think it's a brilliant move by Sark and company. But here's the other side of the coin, who I think is also really makes this an even better move. We've seen this and we've talked about it a bunch. The college game is turning more and more like the professional game. The game is evolving to the point where you need to be great at quarterback, you need to be great at protecting the quarterback, and you need to be great at getting after the quarterback. It just has that NFL mindset. And the other half of the NFL game that a lot of people forget about, especially all the great NFL coaches, they're so special teams focused. Bill Belichick, special teams focused. Harbaugh for the Ravens, special teams focused. Andy Reid for the Chiefs, right? You go down the list. The Eagles, right? They've always been so heavily focused on special teams. Shanahan for the 49ers, they always are focusing on that third element of the game. And now that the college game is turning more like the professional game, we're going to see a lot of college coaches really have to shift their focus away from maybe just calling plays on offense and focusing on the special teams as well. And the fact that Sarkisian recognizing that's where the game is going and getting ahead of the curve, bringing a smart smart, experienced NFL guy into the fold to help address the special teams, I think it's smart. Instead of reacting, they're being proactive and making sure they're getting their special teams solidified before it becomes much more competitive as college teams react to that game. So no matter how you look at it, both sides of the coin, this is a great move by the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, Nick, and to add one more point on the end of this, I think that the Longhorns are learning from the other top teams in college football, but not by their successes, by their mistakes. We see how detrimental special teams was to Ohio State, missing the field goal, not making the college football playoff. We see Michigan against TCU. They lose by 6 points there, Nick. So having better special teams might help these teams out a little bit in the long run to just get them right over the edge. So I think Texas is right there, and I think adding special teams focus to this team is really going to help them be a contender going forward.